Welcome to the Exposer. So we'll be showing you two different videos of two young Spac Nation members. One member who admits to making himself in debt by 10k, and another, whilst at uni, was finding ways to give Mariam Mola 1k a month, and also trying to raise 15k for Pastor Toby. You will hear words like crashing out, and that word means getting yourself in debt for Toby and his leaders.
From telling me that he would have children by the age of 20, 3 weeks later, a month later, he's now telling me he wants to become a pastor. He wants to become a pastor. 30 million pounds can't buy that. You can't put a price on raising young people. You can't do that. And that's what happened when I had nothing. My bank account was formless. It was void. But there was a word, there was a command. There was a command that says, use that. Use that. You know why giving seed has to drain you? This is why giving seed has to drain you. Because unless you were drained, unless you were empty, you will not know what you can produce from nothing. So when I got into more than 10k debt, I owe money. I'm not getting any form of income, but I can still change lives. That's the sort of power. So imagine when I do get a handle of that. Imagine. It's going to be a madness. I'm coming back, you know. We're going to talk about firewater. We're going to talk about serious firewater.
PT began to say that he would eat the word till he began to feel pain. Like he would eat it till he felt sick in his stomach. So guys, that's what we need to do. But the reason I said Psalm chapter 1 verse 2 is because the reason I'm so hungry for this 15k seed is because I know in the past I've wrestled bears and lions. Now this 15k seed is Goliath. Like, listen, you lot don't. But at uni, yeah. Listen, before I went to uni, first year in Southampton, me and PM were talking, and what she said to me, she was all saying, okay, cool. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna go uni. At times you'll be able to sew. At other times you won't. But when you're not, you know, it's fine. You're at uni. That was the plan, yeah. Something clicked in Pastor Mariam. So when it was October, that whole of last year at uni, I never sold less than a bag a month. Like never. I don't know how. If you ask me, I don't know. But it never happened. And it was because she would begin to call me every morning at 8 a.m. talking about, just not even talking, feeding me the word, feeding me. That's how I know if you feed your sheep the word, they will produce. It's not up for debate. If you feed them the word and you sit on them. PM will call me 8 a.m. every morning and she'll be saying, Sam, feeding me. I'm not gonna lie, at times, like, it was like, you know, like, okay, you know, man's at uni, innit? But she would continue to feed me. She would sit on me. I never sold less than a bag each month at uni. I wasn't working. It didn't make sense. No, you lot don't, these savvy knows, but it's PM. There will be a time, yeah, imagine, yeah, these times we were sewing at the end of every month, so it wasn't weekly. Like, PM would call me on a Monday talking about, say, a jug to do. We do the jug and we get the money or the seed on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, she's still calling me about, like, we've reached a bag already. And yet that same week, she's still telling me how we pushing for more. I didn't get it at the time. I really didn't. But it was all training for this weekly sewing that we're doing now. It was all training. She pushed and she fed. Guys, don't push your people if you haven't fed them. Don't push your people if you haven't fed them. Because you know what it is? You know what I clocked about the word, yeah? The word, man's a bloodbath, fam, for real. But you know what I clocked about the word is, as you speak the word to your sheep, the word has an ability to just win their hearts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, if any other leader asked me to do what some of the stuff PM has asked me to do and called me as much as PM and sat on me, gave me as many instructions as PM, I don't think I would have done it. I'm not gonna lie, but because she fed me the word, she's the one that fed me the word. It had a power to just win my heart, so much so that whatever she says is done. And it's the word that does that. I want you line leaders to know that if you're feeding your sheep the word, don't get tired. Don't look like, oh, why is it not working? If you saw me before, listen, if you saw me before I came back, you would not think I would ever sow more than £10 in church. The offering, but never. But you see the power of the word. It has the ability to to win your soul's heart, so much so that sometimes it's not even that I'm sowing out of a Christian, like, as an obligation to God or whatever, but it's actually, no, this person who has fed me, who has raised me in this word, I'm going to give my all to this person, no matter what it takes, no matter what risks I have to take. I'm going to give and make sure that whatever this person asks for gets done. P.O. is nuts. He's a madman. This guy's sacrifice, you know, when PM begins to talk about P.O.'s sacrifices, my heart jumps. I'm like, how can a man, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say that on here, but she will begin to talk about the risk this man has taken. What was I say? Lucid. No, I'm joking. She will begin to talk about the risk this man has taken just to sow everything. Like, he would have, he would have bailiffs at his door, at his parents' crib. He would have knocking, saying, we need peas. Like, you know, we think we've seen peas. No, like peas, saying we need it, get it now. And he can either sow it or he can do what he has promised to do. The guy, he would, let me even talk too much, but he would take risks to the he would take risks to the point that he knows that this seed, what is buying for me, it's not P.O. You know, P.O. doesn't care about his house. He doesn't care how big it is or whatever, but he knows that this seed buys him word. He knows that this level of word is only achieved through that level of a mad seed. I'm talking let me not. Anyway, chat. No, I'm gonna not trust a reckless giver. But now this scope, it was mainly for the post 3G line leaders. Look, our target for the coming weeks is going to be 15k. I know, like, the lines we've halved, or, you know, we're giving less than we did last week. That's for them. Us, post 3G, our target, we're on track for 15k. Like, don't relent, don't get tired, don't drop your sword. I beg of you, don't drop your sword. We are on a journey to 15k, and the reason I say I know we can hit it, and it's not, we might look at it as hit it like, oh yeah, post 3G, we're gonna do a madness, but no, it's the souls that we're gonna win from this thing. Listen, I was telling Pastor Alex, I will crash anyone, and it's not because, like, let me see if I can raise them up. No, because I've seen what crashing does for some souls. I've seen what, if PM hadn't crashed me at uni, one of my souls who is very dear to my heart, this guy he might be dead right now, to be honest. Listen, if you crash people, like, I don't know if I crash people, like, we're doing this all for souls. Don't let the devil trick you into thinking that you're raising seeds so you can get a thumbs up from PM or PO or any. No, we're doing this all for souls. 10,000 people are coming. They're coming, and they're coming fast. We're doing this all for them so they can enter. And it's also our, look, if you guys don't have what's that? Can you get Psalms 42 for me, please? Because this, I said, crash me, Lord, man. For real. But, yeah, Psalm 42, please. Yeah, NIV. But, guys, this work is all for soul. Like, listen, we're not doing, please don't let the devil trick you into thinking that you're doing this just so you can look nice in a group chat. Bro, allow it. You know what it is? You'll get tired. Like, when people start moving on to new unit, you'll get tired. Remember, every single thing we're doing is for sheep, is for souls, is to bring new people in. And I know at Eastside, at least, there are people who, we cry for sheep, you know. Like, it doesn't make sense, but we cry for sheep. There's a burden on our hearts to see East London change, but to see new people come. But yeah, pause it. Thank you. I'm just gonna read Psalm 42 quickly, then I'm gonna scoot it up. But as the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and meet with him? My tears have been my food day and night. That verse 3, my tears have been my food day and night. There was a time recently, me and my line, we were fasting, and our fast, it wasn't, like, our fast was mainly focused on, I personally wanted to find out what is the secret Jesus knew that enabled a man to fast for 40 days. Like, if Jesus actually fasted for 40 days, there must have been something he was doing. And this scripture, to me, it just says that his tears for the generation he knew were in his loins, his tears for the people, the disciples he knew he would carry, that is what fed him, that's what kept him going. So in this season of sowing a madness on our road to 15k, if you're feeling anyhow, if you're feeling tired or whatever, it's your tears for your people. Know that you're doing this all for people.